Welcome everybody to an SMZ3 combo randomizer versus 64 Link and hatch78. And co-commentating with me is Chad and our tracker Sanders. Welcome, Chad.
Good evening. Yeah, these two runners both finished second place in their respective groups during the group stage. So we should see a fairly even match here. I know 64-bit Link is more of a Super Metroid specialist.
Yeah, I've seen him multiple times and in chat when I'm commentating a race and everything. He's very knowledgeable about the game. Hatch I've only seen played once.
Yeah, I know I did one of 64-bit Link's matches earlier in the tournament already, so.
So this is going to be an interesting seed. I hope some of these seeds lately I've noticed have been really wonky with their logic on how you do things.
Yeah, this particular version does seem to produce some very twisted logic for the seeds at times.
Oh yeah.
There have been very few seeds that could even remotely be considered jet seeds.
Yeah. And we're off.
Oh, and we'll likely see the usual start of both runners heading to Link to the Past first. But, we never know. We might see one of the runners decide to dip down to the morph pedestal location just to see if they can get an early advantage on their opponent. And
Oh,
it looks like we are.
Hatch is going for the blue Brimstar check. I mean, I applaud the route for the memes. I mean,
Yeah, if there's something there that it can provide a nice early advantage. Unfortunately, it's a long way to go if it ends up being nothing.
that is very true.
But, seen multiple seeds during this tournament where there have been logical progression items down here where the runners would have to eventually come down here before they would get Morph Ball.
I would pick up, if I was him, I'd pick up those bombs, but I think he's just planning on resetting.
Yeah, I think he is planning just reset. And
I mean, unless
it works out
item
because
has
there
something good.
is bombs out of the tree pulse, so. And more bombs on the uncle. So yeah, unfortunately for Hatch, that play is not going to end up having worked out very well.
Yeah, but I mean, even like 64 Link, he's in the same boat. Not much been found yet.
Nope.
I mean, he's gonna have to save and exit, save and quit.
He at least does have those.
Scratch.
He's gonna check the next tree pull, looks like. And now he's gonna reset probably the Sanctuary. We'll see if he does Houlihan or if he decides he's got enough bombs and he's just gonna hope he gets the rupees in on the way to Kakariko. No, actually, he's gonna go immediately head down towards Mini Moldorm.
I've never seen that. This is an interesting route for myself. I've never seen runners do this particular route before. Usually they go to Link's house, go check the uncle, and then head to. Oh, that's a hammer.
Is a nice hammer. Well, my only guess is he's hoping to find a bottle or a flute, something that he can then route that check in when he's in Kakariko.
Mm-hmm. And looks like Hatch is also doing the South Shore check now. He doesn't have any bombs like 64-bit Link.
No, and killing those Mini Moldor. And 300 rupees. Well, I mean, in some ways that's going to pay off. He's going to be able to have the money to pay off the bottle vendor, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Getting close to having enough money for the bottle vendor and Zora.
if you fake flippers. But that hammer early on is just a nice find, and there's Hatch's money.
Yeah, even more money inside of the dam.
So far, Chad, this seed has been very interesting.
Lots of bombs, lots of rupees.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we haven't seen Kakariko yet to know what else may be there.
I think that's what
Runner's routing is making it very different.
Welcome to Hyrule, or even the bush crabs are rich. And that's a bow and ice rod cave.
Wow, so we actually have 2 weapons already.
And we got a map check. All
Yep.
crystals.
Just all ordinary crystals, it looked like.
I mean, we've had super missiles, we've had power bombs, we've had missiles. We're getting everything.
Hammer was at Sanctuary, and there was a bow at Ice Rod Cave. And last tree pole is just a single rupees. Ooh. And that rupee went just where 64-bit Link couldn't reach it, so he wasn't able to really get all the money he could out of that bush crab.
Just a heart on Lumberjack.
But he's going back. Really does want to make sure he has that money for Zora.
We're gonna see Escape and Lost Woods. This is gonna be interesting.
Yep. Alright, and 64-bit Link has all of the cash they need for Light World.
And that's a wave beam. That's a good find.
Yeah, that is a beam. It actually puts 1 check. I mean, there's only 1 check that is logically that the wave beam would be logically required for, and runners at this point in the tournament generally can reach it without the wave beam, but it certainly makes things faster if you're not having to do those glitches. Plus, it's a much better damage than your normal pea shooter. Alright, so 64-bit Link entering Kakariko. We'll pick up all of the large number of chests here. And just a piece of heart in Zelda's cell.
Yeah. Hatch needs to get to Ice Rod Cave for that bow.
Yeah. Alright. Well, starting to get some more ammo, get some E-tanks. That's always useful early on. Of course, Hatch is going to be following along now in 64-bit Link's footsteps. Find our first bottle and gloves.
That is a find. This is gonna be...
Yeah, just a moon pearl away from Dark World access then. Finding that bottle means he'll be able to check Sick Kid.
Oh. Well, that's going to be a quick. I need to learn how to speak, Chad. That's going to be a really quick clear of Kakariko.
Yeah, only thing left will be activating the flute, the magic bat, and the library.
Yeah. And plasma. Wave plasma. What a find.
Plasma. That's going to give them some nice early offense in Super Metroid.
Oh, yeah. Now watch Morph Ball be on the library.
Ah, I did have that in one of my seeds. Nope, just power bombs.
Now I wonder if 64 Link will do the blind check of the race game.
Well,
looks like
he is with using his last bomb, so he's probably going to have to stop and buy some more at one of the bomb shops. But he certainly has more than enough rupees to do so.
And even more money. And super missiles.
This early on, that's not a bad thing to have more of.
No.
Even if you have wave and plasma until you get charge, you're still going to want that ammo.
Ugh.
Looks like 64-bit Link is going to check the back of Escape. But without a bomb, that's not going to be the easiest check.
He just now realized he forgot his bombs. He's going to pick up some bombs and then he's going to go back to it.
And we'll have to see if Hatch checks the Sick Kid.
He might. I mean, it's en route. Crystals.
Yep, 64-bit Link does their map check before heading over to Sahasrara. And Hatch is just going to immediately visit the bomb shop.
Yeah, just it's better to be safe than so sorry with bombs. There's the kid catch that from Hatch, getting his 20 rubies from the old man or the sick kid.
Yep, just getting a tip.
Ooh, flippers, sword. Let's go, Link to the Past. That puts Zora in. Zora's been in Logic now for a while.
Yeah, Zora's in Logic, and they have the money to do it. So that's 4 checks plus the hobo is the 5th that they can do now with those flippers.
I think what he's gonna say, forget the lamp. I'm just gonna full clear Eastern. I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, it certainly is a thing that is possible. It's 2 dark rooms that they will have sequences that they'd have to go through, but the first one is the easiest dark room in the game.
I still have to look at a map. I gotta Google a map for those dark rooms.
If you know what you're doing, that one, I mean, you don't even need a sword or anything.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But second one's a little more tricky just because if you don't know where the enemies are, particularly if the Igor moves on you, it can be
Big
quite
key in the
dangerous.
first chest. That's, huh?
Oh, I said that if the Igor moves on you in the second dark room, that can get pretty dangerous.
Mm. The last time I did a dark room, I was lucky enough to have the fire rod to walk in and hit it.
Yeah, if you have the fire rod, that is really useful. All right, now Hatch is going to drop down to the back escape with bombs, so we'll get to see what is here.
We got 300, one, and an X-ray scope.
Oh, okay, so we just need a charge beam now, and we'll have that full beam combo.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need ice still. But...
Well, or I should say, for the microwave.
Mm-hmm. See, this trick I can never do.
The
Where's he
microwave?
going? He is going up Death Mountain.
Yeah. What's interesting is neither runner has completed all of their Sphere 1 checks yet, but they both have done some of these other checks.
Ooh, there's a fire rod. That's a nice find.
Well, and now that will make doing
The last
finishing
with that
Eastern much easier.
Oh yeah.
Because this first dark room isn't that bad. And since they have the fire rod, that will make the back really easy. No, it is not in logic, but if you're already here, you might as well do it.
You know, when both runners are in dark rooms and they don't have a lamp, it just leaves me out of the race. Like, what good am I? It's like I can't see what's going on.
Particularly when one of them doesn't have a sword.
Yeah.
So you have no idea where they are.
Props to him for doing that dark room without a sword. I would have to have a sword.
It looks like 64-bit Link is going to kill all the enemies rather than trying to use deboost strats. Oh no, they are doing deboost stats, okay. They just wanted to make sure they had their health up before they tried it.
And Hatch going into Super Metroid to see what the item is at high jump. And that's a Varia suit.
Oh, that's a nice find. Yeah, and
Yeah,
with the wave, it makes that a fairly free check. You can just angle down and shoot with the wave beam and kill the Geemer.
Mm-hmm. I hope he goes the Eastern because that's where the logic is pushing. Or like Saroslav's closet, because I have a feeling that after missing his fire rod shot, and 64 Link taking a death, sadly.
Yeah,
and Hatch heading to his South Dark World checks.
And that, unfortunately, is why I think, you know, it's good if you have that fire rod and can hit the torch. Because if you see, the Igor moved on 64-bit Link, and suddenly he didn't know where he was needing to fire anymore.
Well, if he would have hit that torch when he walked into the room, he would have been fine.
Yep.
And that 8 bomb drop from the enemy loot is a good find. And Hatch gonna get his money and whatnot from...
At this point, I think our choices are either those flipper checks or over at Desert.
I want to say flipper. The flipper checks.
Yeah, I do think that makes the most sense. Hatch will be making his way over to Ice Rod Cave to
get his bow.
his
And
bow,
that
and
bow
then
will
I
push him into. That bow
assume
will
he will
push him
get
to
the.
Eastern.
Well, or he might do the flippers check since he's already out here.
Where's 60? Oh, 64-bit Link hasn't done the Back of Zelda cell.
So I guess Hatch doesn't have the flippers yet. So
No, he hasn't been up to the closet and stuff.
that's interesting. The way the progression is laid out. The items all exist, but they're spread out so much that there's no real good way to route them in.
No. But it's still, I mean, like, as far as seeds go, I mean, with the gloves, they've got a real grip on the situation on where to go. With the fire rod, it really heated up their checks that they can do, you know?
Yep.
I'm really struggling for these puns here.
Well, that's okay. I think you're hammering the point home well.
I'm basically taking a stab in the dark with it, you know? Oh. 64 gonna get, huh?
Oh, I said, at this moment, while both runners are busy repeating things that the other runner has already done, this is a good time to remind you all to follow our runners. Of course, unfortunately, the bot is down, so you can't actually see the command, but you can see their names on the screen, which you can then look up on Twitch to find their channels and follow them.
Don't forget to follow my co-commentator and the tracker Sanders. Also, this tournament's sponsored by rank1.global. I don't know a lot of information about it, but I know it is a site that keeps track of runs and all the races and times and all that good stuff and videos.
Yeah, it's a site that's designed for gamers to put all of their various gaming related stuff all in one place. So you can put all of your speedrun times, the games you're currently playing, the games you like, make connections with other gamers. And it's basically an all-in-one gaming social media site.
Oh, 64-bit Link didn't do the damn.
Yeah, he had skipped that. He just gone straight to Mini Moldorm Cave. So I assume once he does this, he'll be heading over, to the desert area, or will he do those flippers checks?
I don't know.
These runners are making it very difficult to guess where they're going to head next.
They're not doing normal routes. It's literally, no pun intended, a very variable situation for myself because I have no idea what they're doing. Yeah, that was a bad pun on the Varia suit, but you know. Seems like I'm flipping out for no reason, huh?
Alright, looks like 64-bit Link is going to check what's on the desert ledge.
That's a mirror?
That is a mirror. Which, now, with the mirror being there, thankfully they have the book early, because otherwise we'd know we had to find the book somewhere.
That mirror really reflects how dire their situation is on items in Super Metroid. And it looks like Hatch is going to do dark rooms. Now, if Hatch successfully goes through these dark rooms and kills Armos Knights, that would put him technically, I would say, in the lead.
Yeah, that would give him at least a momentary lead in crystal count. Particularly if there was
Desert is boots locked.
Desert is boots locked. Okay, that's good to know. Desert is a crystal, so we are going to need to find those boots at some point. But if there's something 64-bit Link is about to get their mirror. Yeah, and that's what I thought. The Armos Knights have an item, so if there's some good progression on the Armos Knights, that's really going to help Hatch. It won't be in logic, but it'll be a nice sequence break. And he does manage to get the torch.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna go on up. Oh, 64 Link gonna steal the key. Well, I mean, I've done the I've done stealing the key just to see if there was anything in desert that's worth grabbing.
Yeah, if you can get an item, since you know that there's going to be a small key locked behind the big chest. Once you have the boots, you'll be able to get that small key to take with you to the back anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we know boots can't be behind this key, which is, you know, good. Or could they?
No, the boots cannot be here. But you could find something else that you weren't supposed to get at this point. You know, could even be morph.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know yet. Well, probably not. It doesn't. Looks like we did find both items though. Missiles.
So that works out. And Hatch taking down the Armos Knights and getting the first crystal at 25 minutes in. That's...
All right, so it wasn't desert, and it wasn't.
Looks like Hatch might be heading towards the flipper checks. That's a smart decision on his part.
Yeah, I think that is all we have left at the moment. I think we've. Well, other than Agina.
The Agina check. I've seen Morph Ball here, and that's, you know.
Yeah, or boots would be really useful.
Boots. That's just an inner reserve tank, which is useful. I mean, safety. And the hobo under the bridge has missiles.
Okay, so it's got to be in the Zora area.
He's planning on blowing that bridge.
And it looks like 64-bit Link is going to be doing that Death Mountain run themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting, though. The runners both doing these out-of-logic lamp plays, which may help or may just put off getting the progression they actually need to find.
Well, I mean, Hatch has already checked everything that 64 except for desert. So it's going to be a while before Hatch gets up to Death Mountain again or over to desert, depending on what he finds here. And we got some love and some bombs.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's got to be one of these last two items. So the only thing that 64-bit Link is going to find up here is the Varia suit there at high jump.
Mm-hmm. That's a lamp.
That's a lamp. That actually puts the Eastern in logic. As well as Dark Cross. Yeah, well, again, it's not, they don't need to do Dark Cross, but...
And that's a screw attack.
That is screw attack, and that is progression, because that now gives us some more checks in Super Metroid. Because all the lamp really gave us was to then say, hey, you can complete Eastern. Which Hatch has already done. I think speed is actually better than screw attack, just because screw attack opens up old Mother Brain as well as the Bryn Star checks, while not giving you those green Bryn checks.
Mm-hmm.
So it just opens the 2 items in Pink Brinstar and the 1 item down at Old Mother Brain.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives heading to desert, gonna find his lamp.
64-bit Link is headed up to Tower of Hera.
You know, I mean, the thing can be firewalked.
Oh, he has a fire rod. He can full clear Hera right now.
Yeah, he can.
And that's just a heart container on Ether Tablet. So 64-bit Link has not visited the Zora area, so does not have his lamp, so he doesn't know that all of this is in logic, but
we are technically in logic right now. We know we're in logic, but he doesn't know he's in logic.
yes. So we'll have to see what we find up here on Death Mountain.
I see in chat that someone's confused. What are you confused on? And we can try to explain it the best we can. Let's see. I missed what was in the Firelock test, or did he check that?
Oh, in Eastern? Or I mean in Hera?
Yeah.
No, we haven't gotten the key for the basement yet.
I just looked away. I had an important message on my phone that I had to check.
yeah, we got the big key right away and haven't gotten the small key, so. And there's the small key. Oh, we've only found 1 item so far. So we'll see whether the last item is in the basement or on Moldorm.
Well, with that... Oh, they can also do East Death Mountain with that hammer. I didn't think about that just till now. That wave beam also puts wave gate in logic. Oh, no, wave beam. Yeah, we got wave beam. Yeah. With that wave beam, it puts wave beam in logic, wave gate in logic.
Yes, once they get morph ball.
Oh, a map check. A green pendant on Pod, a pendant on South Skull Woods, and Meyer.
Skull Woods
5, 6 crystals.
We're Swamp and Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Ooh, and 64-bit Lynx gets the double drop. That's never fun. Alright, and Hatch is making their way into Hera as well. Bit Link is on their 2nd attempt. The trolley worm. And this time is able to take down Trolldorm and grab their first crystal. Yeah, we have to go down to the basement. All right, and Oop, 64-bit Link doesn't quite manage to get the placement right when he raises the pegs. And so it's going to have to, ooh, doesn't quite manage to do it. Gets hit by the tile, too many tiles, and now it's going to have to try again. I'm going to guess 64-bit Link is probably feeling a little bit behind at the moment with those deaths in Eastern and now in Hera.
Hatch heading into his Moldorm fight. I'm guessing I have noticed some people are confused what this is. What exactly are you watching if you just stumbled in? Thanks to the awesomeness of Total, he put Super Metroid and Link to the Past into one game. So they share different things of SRAM, different states of SRAM in the storage of their games. Hatch taking down Moldorm, heading back in to get the item 64-bit Links going for now.
And it's just a missile pack. Alright, now we'll see 64-bit Link head over towards the east side of
With
Death
that
Mountain.
book, they can check to see what is on that tablet, which I would do.
Yeah, they did check. It was just a heart container. But yeah, all the items in both games are randomized between the two games. So you can find items for one game in the other.
And the reason why that works is they both share different states of SRAM on where things are stored. So it works out really great for said game. There's 4 access points between the games. The Fortune Teller's Hut and Link to the Past leads you to Criteria. There's the other access point to Super Metroid, which we saw already, is Norfair. Upper Norfair portal, which is in Death Mountain above Old Man, and the other one, there's another one in a Dark World Ice Rod Cave location, and that gets you to a missile room, I think it is, in Super Metroid, right below Dragon, in Meridia, in the very back. Now, I've seen seeds that have had to have access through the Dark World because of Flippers and Moon Pearl.
Yeah, and the last one, which we'll likely see later in the seed, transfers you between the Meyer area and Lower Norfair by the screw attack.
And it's right side shed. And 64-bit Link finding those high jump boots.
And
now, I got a feeling.
Oh, sorry. I said we will often see that one in one direction or the other, either because they don't have the flute to get to the Meyer area within Link to the Past, or because they have access through the flute and it's just faster to enter Lower Norfair that way than doing the lava dive.
Bubble Mountain is in logic, but so is Criteria. Paradox Cave was a good find. Now, I think 64-bit Link I don't know where he's going now.
Well, I hope he wants to do those flipper checks that he still hasn't done.
Yes.
But he also may be doing Sick Kid, because he forgot to do Sick Kid.
Yeah. Oh, he did, didn't he?
But yeah, I'm not sure where he's headed. Oh, yeah, he's going to use the... Okay, he's doing the flipper checks. He's just...
missing the portal. I didn't know that took you there. Wouldn't it be faster to go to Link's house?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what time he's saving by doing it this way. Other than I guess he could get the health refill.
Now, where is Hatch going? That's what's gonna
Looks like he is just gonna go straight to Death Mountain. Or, I mean, sorry, and
Norfair.
Bubble Mountain. Which makes sense. There's 4 items in Logic there, as opposed to the 3 available in Brinstar. Plus they're faster checks.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 2 in Speedway or Speed Booster, 1 here, Reserve, and there's
and the
5
Bubble
actually.
Mountain. Well, you can't get the one though in Cathedral.
Well, you can see it.
Yeah.
And with the screw
Well,
attack,
actually,
it's
yeah. Oh, I was trying to think. Yeah, they still can't get the Wave Beam item, unfortunately.
Yeah, they can. Well, they can go down to Wave Beam. They just got to risk a soft lock. And that's a mushroom.
That's a mushroom. That's another potential progression item.
I mean, Wave Beam, the first item in Wave Beam is out of Logic, but Wave Beam itself, or
Well,
I mean,
the first item is in Logic. Wave Beam itself is not in Logic. But there's Morph Ball.
We're good. We're good. We're golden.
Yeah, now we don't need to worry about what is and isn't in Logic, because it all is in Logic now.
And that's an energy tank and some love. I've never seen Morph Ball there. For the record. But that puts everything in criteria, and I mean, 10 power bombs isn't much, but it's something.
Yeah.
Now 64 has realized that everything he's done in Logic, or everything he's done so far, has been in Logic. Now, question is he gonna go to Lower Norfair, or is he gonna go to Norfair, or is he gonna go to Criteria? I think he's going to Criteria.
Yeah, for him, since he hasn't gone down to check the Morph Pedestal,
that's a Moon Pearl.
Now we have Dark World.
We have Dark World.
Okay, so Bubble Mountain was really the place to go, because it had both Morph Ball and the Moon Pearl. Yeah, for 64-bit Link, because he hasn't done any of the Super Metroid checks, this is more item here than he has at Bubble Mountain.
I mean, I'm interested what's going to be at Old Mother Brain, but Bubble Mountain's the place to be.
Yeah, I agree. And just a piece of heart at Old Mother Brain.
And Mitts, we definitely have Dark World access.
Wow, stacked Bubble Mountain.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
I mean,
now,
even if
in this situation, where do you go, Chad? With what they got.
With what they have,
that is go down to Croc, or go down to go to Kraid and up Red Tower.
I wouldn't do. I mean, you have logical access to Croc right now, so that would be very tempting. But I think I would head towards the Brinstar loop, I think.
I mean,
just so many. There's so many checks there.
With what they got, I would honestly go back to Dark World. Thinking about it, I'd go to Dark World, go to Thieves Town, It is a crystal. It is a very dense item for checks. They can do hammer pegs. They can do smiths. They can.
I mean, they have a lot. The seed just basically opened up for them. So there's just a ton of choices they can make. None of them are necessarily wrong.
No. I mean,
Morph could be at wave, but if it was, the runners would have to have speed booster because the logic is set up so you could never have an item there that would be required to get back out. So they would have to have space jump along with wave to be able to for sure be able to get back out in normal logic. Or grapple and wave.
and then Chad's gonna, or not Chad, BitLink is gonna be disappointed just finding an energy tank here, but
Yeah, so now they know that they need to make that bubble mountain play.
if anybody's,
oh, sorry.
If anybody's wondering, Hatch is, I would say he's firmly in the lead with what he's done so far.
Yeah, it looks like he's making the play to Kraid.
Going up the red tower and whatnot,
and this is a nice quick boss to get it out of the way, particularly when you're right here. 3 items.
And it's a crystal dungeon, considered a crystal dungeon. So I mean, it is what it is, and it's good.
Yeah, it's about like doing, well, it's basically the equivalent of doing Eastern Palace.
Yeah, not that much here, but you have to do it if it's a crystal. Now, see if we get Kraid DLC. And we're getting Kraid DLC. And Kraid is down. And just missiles behind Kraid.
$64-bit Link about to get their morph ball.
He almost walked out. He shot to leave and he's like, wait a minute, I need that.
Also looks like 64-bit Link has not turned on their plasma beam.
I think they forgot about it.
Oh, and there's the grapple.
That put X-ray in logic. I've noticed something about this seed. As it goes, that's like it's bringing you along, Chad. That's what the seed is. It's just pulling you along with every single check they're doing.
Every check they're doing seems to be opening up something else.
With that, it looks like Hatch is probably going to head down to Croc.
Or they're going to say, okay, that's enough for now. I'm going to go
Back.
to Link to the Past. But we'll see if they head back to do Brinstar checks.
Probably the Brinstar loop. Now, I personally would go up Red Tower.
Looks like they're going to do
And
Hype Cave.
64 being Link almost played that Moon Pearl too.
No, we're once again guessing wrong about what these runners are going to do next.
I can't get a grapple in this situation, Chad.
But I guess that's why they're in the tournament still and we aren't.
I never signed. I could have, but I play so badly. It's no. I still need to find a practice ROM for Link to the Past so I can practice it. And there's the best beam of the game, Spacer.
Which, since they already have Plasma, I'm sure they're quite happy to find...
Speed booster. And a red cave. Oh my.
Okay, that's a pretty hype cave, all right.
That is a hype cave. It really sped things along.
Yeah, removing
cane,
the number of the blocks in their path.
With that red cane, though, that also puts powder glitch in logic. I would like to point that out, so they won't feel bad about turning in that mushroom, because Hatch can easily go up and do all these checks, rescue the Smiths, and do the powder glitch real quick, and get that item, and then turn the mushroom in and not feel any guilt.
Can definitely do the fake powder
Oh yeah.
without any problem, then turn in the mushroom. Oh, it finds a Master Sword in Cave 45.
That's that really gets to the point of their situation. I mean, Silver Arrow's Master Sword Ganon is going to be a fun fight.
I mean, certainly they're going to hope to find... Oh, it looks like 64 Link is headed down to Croc. Actually getting some divergence now.
Yep. And we're going to really dig this item check. And it looks like just some love.
Yeah. Someone buried a corpse there, and all that's left is the heart.
That's very morbid.
Yeah, we'll be able to get a number of checks done here. Turn in the Smith, do hammer pegs, do the magic bat. It'll be hard for 64-bit Link to do the Indiana Jones without having the grapple beam.
Well, he can... Oh, yeah, that's true. Hope that item's not important.
Yeah, unfortunately, if he'd gone up to Kraid first, he would have had the grapple beam to do it. Oh, and there's a gravity seed on the Smiths. Hatch just seems to be continuing to route the seed correctly.
The seed is being very, very kind to him. And it looks like he's setting up for fake powder, too. He's like, why not?
Yeah. I suspect next we'll have what you said talking about earlier. We'll go and do the Village of Outcasts checks, do Thieves Town.
Croc's not paying off. Now,
Nope.
Hatch will probably stay in the Village of Outcasts, finish all these checks. Goldwoods is a pendant, and it's not the green pendant, so, but it is 2 items if he decides to meme it up. He did do the meme route at the beginning.
I mean, he may decide just to check the front, see if there's any, can grab a useful item out of the front. But a lot of it's going to depend on what else he finds here in Village of Outcasts. If he finds a major progression item here, he already has the ability to full clear Super Metroid if he wanted to, other than Mother Brain.
With the I'm trying to think. Yeah, he could full clear it, thinking about it. And that's a flute. Let's go.
Yeah, and that may even tempt him to go straight down to Lower Norfair. Well, I don't know. I don't know what his super count is. He may want a few more supers before he does that. But
oh, hold on. All rise for the Hyrule Anthem. The goose is loose and ready to go. As Solsky would say, let's do this with the item loadout they got. Let's do this. Oh, he's gonna leave Thieves Town behind? He's gonna turn in that mushroom.
well, I mean, the nice thing is Thieves Town is, he's got the portal right there, so he can just pop right back into the Dark World. Could also fill up his bottle while he's here. Just in the... Oh, he's just refilling his magic. Okay, that makes sense.
But he can also buy... He has 2 bottles, I think. He found one in the brewer's hut and the original one from... Yeah, I think he's going to fly back to where he was.
Yeah, I would think so, because he's already got that mirror portal sitting there waiting.
Yeah, this is going to be a real quick check. I mean, without the boots, it's not going to be that quick, but...
No, but he's got all the equipment that he needs to be able to full clear Thieves Town, because Thieves Town really just needs you to have Dark World access, and to do the whole thing, you need the hammer.
It looks like 64-bit Link remembering to turn on his plasma, which is awesome.
And of course, you need some way of defeating blind, but there's a lot of different ways you can do that. .64-bit Link is going to... Ooh. Yeah. Having trouble with that glitch through the Frog Speedway. Probably because they... Fortunately, all of these, the deaths and the soft locks are really setting 64-bit Link back here. Meanwhile, Hatch continues to just route things and find what they need to keep going. Alright, 64-bit Link does make it through this time.
I hate this room that Hatch is in right now. Those crickets, frogs, whatever they are, they're just annoying.
I mean, if you have a decent sword, you can just sort of stand in the doorway and slash at them.
64 taking that heart that's on high jump.
We'll see
boy.
if he heads up to Kraid himself now.
I would. I mean, there's nothing left for him to do. Nope, he's gonna do a mock ball.
Yep. Check out what's Ice Beam and Crumble Shaft.
Was all the items found?
Ice Beam at the Maiden's chest. So now we're just need the Charge Beam.
Is that all the items now?
You know, I wasn't actually counting. But I think so. Because he didn't go and check the big chest. Oh, the big chest has to have the small key, because he doesn't have a small key at the moment. Yeah, so the small key was in the big chest and then the map on blind. That Ice Beam was a nice find. It'll allow Hatch to have an easier time in Turian. Though since it is a crystal dungeon, 64-bit Link will end up checking it as well. It does look like Hatch is going to make the play into at least check the front of Skull Woods. With the Fire Rod, he does have the ability to full clear the dungeon if he so desires, but since it is a pendant, there's no guarantee that he's actually going to find, you know, what he needs without having to, just doing the one check, gets one item, says, okay, that's great. If I have to come back. It wasn't anything useful, but I think he just decided, okay, I've got one item, there's only one left among all of these other checks. It's probably not worth my time.
Looks like he's gonna check Graveyard Ledge, and that's about it.
It looks like he's just thoroughly routing in everything. He could
Just
go
check
over
it.
to do Catfish and Pyramid Ledge if he wanted, and could even dip Pod, though again that's, well, that is the green pendant, so there might possibly be a reason to go and do Pod, particularly since you can then turn it in right away.
Yeah.
But could also go and head to Meyer area.
He's gonna orphan off Catfish.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense at the moment. So you're gonna head through the... Okay, he's gonna head through this portal. Possibly go down No? Okay, I'm just curious to know what route he's going to end up taking. Turning off Ice Beam. .64-bit Link, I think, is heading over to Dark Death Mountain.
No, these are a set of checks. Now, he doesn't have the Canis de Maria, so he won't be tempted.
Well, he wouldn't. We don't have any medallions, so he wouldn't be able to get into Turtle
Oh
Rock
yeah, that's true.
anyway. But he can check to see what medallion is required. Gives him the information to know what his go mode might be. And we find the boots at Bomtrizo. All right, that puts Desert into full logic now. And looks like Hatch is going to check criteria power bombs. And we see it's Ether medallion required for Turtle Rock. Just missiles at criteria power bombs. While 64-bit Link does their map check. Let's see. Oh, looks like Hatch is going to just skip Brinstar altogether and head over to the wreck ship. Which I guess makes sense. Brinstar in many ways is one of the pendant dungeons of Super Metroid. Our wreck ship is in some ways a hook shot and half magic in Super Bunny Cave.
That's a good find.
Yeah, particularly finding Hookshot right here in Super Bunny Cave when you're right next to Hookshot Cave. So now you can check all the items in Hookshot Cave right away.
Yeah, that's definitely a good find on 64-bit Link's part. A shovel. Would you like to go on a fetch quest?
For 64-bit Link, it's not bad because he has not done this south loop at all, so he'll be able to route that in when he's doing Stumpy. It looks like he's going to start his Dark World cleanup then from Village of Outcasts and make his way south. He will be able to pick up a lot of the items that Hatch collected.
I hope for 64-bit Link's sake he can really dig into this seed a little bit better. He has a lot of catch up to do.
He does have a lot of catch up to do. Gravity suit was in... Yeah, there we go. Tracker has it.
Gravity suit is in the SMZ3. they were, the Chozo visited them, taught them how to do it for salmon. And so for Link remembering to do the bottle check.
Yeah, they had skipped that earlier, but getting that bottle there in Village Outcast reminded them that they hadn't done it yet. Hatch, having taken down Phantoon, will now start doing the rest of their wreck ship cleanup. I know different people have different analogies for the various locations in Super Metroid, comparing them to Link to the Past. I tend to think of Wreck Ship as being somewhat like Crystal's Swamp Palace. You need to go there and beat the boss, but man, is it faster if that's all you have to do. Because almost all of the item checks are sort of out of the way. There are a lot of them.
Now, most runners, what they'll do is they'll take a save before this room, just in case the item's not worth it, and that's a swag net. Good safety.
Yeah, and since he didn't save it, he said, well, might as well grab it. If he decides he wants to catch some fairies, he can do so now.
Oh yeah, having that bug net for fairies have saved me a couple times. Dying on a Ganon fight and having a fairy is kind of nice.
I generally prefer to have blue goo myself, just for the magic, but...
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. I ran out of magic during the fight, Ganon fight. And couldn't do anything, so I died. I cried.
Yeah, there are times when having that fairy just as a... You have multiple bottles, you can have a fairy in one and the blue goos in the others. And that way, if you don't happen to catch it in time and get a Ganon hug at the wrong moment, you still can keep continuing the fight. Alright. Hatch
like
made it up.
In the attic. Yeah, it was about the same thing.
And just power bombs here, but deciding he wants to pick those up.
I mean, it's good. I mean, having 25 power bombs is just safety.
Yeah, it gives you a nice double crystal flash if you really needed it. Plus, if they don't find anything else, power bombs will do damage to Ridley.
Just missiles at the speed booster reserve on Rick's ship. Missiles in the sky is missiles.
And
more missiles.
More vanilla missiles there as well. And Hatch gets to take a nice break now as they wait for Bowling Terizo to carry them down. I guess that's a Chozo, not a Terizo. Orbit Link is making their way to the back. They're about to get their
Ooh, that's a
maiden
spring
check.
ball. That's a good item to find. I love the spring ball.
Yeah, Spring Ball is a nice item to find. It makes a lot of the movement in for some of the checks much easier. All right, and a lot of ways, it looks like Hatch is trying to do as much of the sort of progression checks as possible. So they probably will continue to put off doing Brinstar, I would guess, and instead head either to Meridia or to Lower Norfair now. Even more power bombs in the vanilla location there at beta power bombs. And
Nothing really at alpha power bombs.
nope, just more rupees, which at this point they really don't need. Orbit Link making their way to do the dig game.
Making the play down Red Tower. He's heading to Meridia. Now he has the grapple beam, so he might check X-ray. He's gonna check X-ray. Now this is a good time to have the ice beam on, in my personal opinion, just so you can still have light. But that's just me.
I mean, I generally figure as long as you leave one of them alive, you're okay. Because the things you really need to see in the room, the enemies and the spikes, you're still able to see.
Just missiles at X-ray. Now 64 Link is going to be getting his gravity suit soon, and his I think it's a Master Sword here.
I think Master Sword was at K45.
Oh, it was.
But he will be able to check the shovel, which Hatch did not have and therefore was not able to check.
Hatch heading up to Spacer. Now with the spring ball, he can, you know, go
Speed
down
is
that
at Hype Cave. Oh, someone was asking where Speed was.
Oh, it was, yeah, Hype Cave. $20 on Spacer.
Yeah. We need Ice Rod, we need Ether. And I'm sure the runners would love to find Charge.
With this ammo count, definitely. Main Street Missiles has... Come on, get up there. A heart. And that's a space jump. I don't know what that location is called, but that's a space jump. And
yeah, that
tank at shovel.
Yeah, crab supers, and they will definitely take that. That's definitely worth grabbing. It will save them lots of time, both here in Meridia and in Lower Norfair.
Mm-hmm. And that also gives them logical access on top of what they already had to get to Lower Norfair.
Yeah, and for 64-bit Link to come back, he really needs something to be on this purple chest.
Yeah. Now, if it's Pegasus boots, that would be a game changer. Mama Turtle has an energy tank.
Oh, we know it's not Pegasus boots.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Because Hatch already found Pegasus boots.
I missed it. Where were they at? Where was Pegasus? I missed it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah,
BT?
Bomb Chorizo.
Ah. Okay. How about Ether? If Ether's in this chest. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's 64-bit Link can take the Bombos tablet now.
Or it could be here.
And could full clear Swamp if they wanted.
Oh yeah, he has the hook shot. Hatch does not.
Though I imagine he'll hit up Hype Cave first.
Yeah, and he'll get his cane and speed booster and a few other things.
No, it's like he is going straight into Swamp.
I mean, I command this play on it. I like a good play on his part.
Yeah.
And routing wise, it makes more sense to go ahead, do Swamp, and then check.
Yeah, and Swamp is 6 items, so there's a good chance that one of the progression items that we still need will end up being here.
Mm-hmm. And that's a Redarang, or Lagarang.
Since he already knows there's nothing else in Desert, while there is still one item in Eastern, that's something he can pick up when he's, heads over that direction after doing Hype Cave.
Just super missiles in the first chest.
And Hatch is checking the left sand pit.
That's a blue boomerang.
Blue boomerang and 10 arrows.
Now, every time I restart my emulator, the sound just goes all funky and it won't stay low.
Huh. That's interesting.
I think it just hates me.
And apologies, I need to refresh my stream.
Now, Shack Tool is in Logic. I'm down for the Shack Tool play.
Ice Rod.
Where? Oh.
At right sand pit.
That's a find.
Yeah, that is a good find. Hatch will probably pick that up after they defeat Dragon. on their way out of Meridia.
Ether would be... Yeah, Ether would be no mode.
Yep, because they have everything they need right now to clear Ice Palace. Hatch can finish Desert. 64-bit Link can finish Swamp.
That's what 64-bit Link's going for right now.
And they just need that Ether to finish Turtle Rock.
And that's for Link to the Past. However, they are still missing... Well, they need a bunch more ammo for Super Metroid.
Yeah, though if they were just to keep going and checking items in Link to the Past, they probably would find enough as they went along.
And it looks like 64-bit Link found the big key for Swamp Palace. I think that's the third item.
And we'll have to see what is on Argus. If it's the Ether, then we will be in no mode. Just missiles at precious missiles.
So precious. Now, since he has the grapple beam, he can do grapple beam strats, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, grapple beam strats are a nice, easy way to kill Dragon.
Doing some slight damage before.
After you get some damage in, it reduces the amount of energy you lose while Dragon is electrocuting you. But it looks like he's not actually going to use the grapple strats and instead just going to go for an ammo kill.
Misses opportunity, and Argus is down and gives the cane of Brian to 64-bit Link. Looks like he's not gonna fiddle with the ammo. He knows, and gets the quick connect, and that is Dragon down on Hatch's side.
Yeah. Interesting that he waited till the very end just to finish Dragon off with that.
Yeah, I would have just started. It would have saved a lot of time if. Oh, there's an Ether. We are in no mode or go mode on Hatch's side.
Well,
no mode. He doesn't have the hook shot.
He needs the hook shot, and he needs that to pick up that ice rod.
I don't think he's been up to Turtle Rock, so he doesn't know that he needs Ether.
No.
So.
No, he doesn't know what he needs. But as soon as he heads up to Dark Death Mountain, he will be in go mode, assuming he does grab his ice rod on the way out.
Now, 64-bit Link did not go back into Swamp to finish clearing it out.
Which is going to end up being a good play on his part. Since we know that there's nothing actually there.
That skull, for some reason, didn't want to get grabbed. You notice that? It just went right through.
Yeah, that if it's not a real skull, it won't work.
I did not know that.
So I'm curious as to whether 64-bit Link is going to actually dip into pod here. counting on the fact that it is 6 items and almost always has progression. He just doesn't this particular seed. Or if he's just coming to mirror into Eastern.
It is.
Well, yeah, it is the green pennant, and I'm sure he will mirror to Eastern to finish that off at the same time. So unfortunately, this is just going to cost 64-bit Link even more time. But we are getting a shack tool check.
I applaud this decision.
Will shack tool have anything of interest? And we know it's not going to be progression, but it still could be a sword, could be the powder. Mail upgrade.
Charge beam.
Charge beam. Then it's actually interesting is that I don't think that Dark Death Mountain is going to be a natural choice for Hatch at the moment. Just because of the fact that the normal route to get there is to just use the hook shot to get over to that side, and since he doesn't have the hook shot, he won't necessarily be thinking about it. He'd be going, oh, well, it's only 3 checks I can do there right now. Let's go for some higher density stuff first, but when he eventually gets there, that's what he's going to need for this go mode.
And Shack Tool is lived. Or lived. What kind of grammar is that?
Left alive.
I mean, I'm all for saving the shack. I mean, Shack Tool is one of those enemies in the game that is just completely passive.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make a beeline to kill you.
Shack Tool will damage you if you just stand there long enough, but
I mean, he doesn't mean to. He's oh, those are power bombs, or power bombs, morph ball bombs. Uh, 64 beat. He did go to High Cave.
yeah.
Apparently, the tracker's buttons are a little. Where is Hatch going?
Looks like Hatch is headed to the Norfair portal to Death Mountain. And if he does decide to head immediately over to Dark Death Mountain, he is going to be in go mode. But he is saving and quitting.
That's a big key on 64-bit Link's side. And he's going to check Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb, which okay with, well, maybe not. He's got that flute out, so.
Well, I think he's probably just a flute as soon as he's done, probably to head down to the mire area. Get that desert taken care of, as well as
Desert, oh yeah.
Mire Shed, Checkerboard, and Lower Norfair.
So far, the back half of Pod isn't worth Bumpkus. So.
No, well, I mean, there's very little that we can find now. There's
red
that's
mail.
some red mail. The swords are the only real, and charge beam are the only real things we can find of value still.
does have an item on him. And Quake to get into Misery Mire. The medallions are reversed.
Yeah, and I'm sure the runners will be very glad if they never find Quake or find it inside of GT. Mire only has 2 items and it's not a lot of fun.
Hatch has to go back in, and now he hasn't stepped foot in this dungeon, I don't think, has he? Yeah,
No.
he did. Oh no.
No, I believe he skipped it. "64-bit Link stole the key from the back."
Yeah, that's...
But I don't, maybe Hatch did, but I don't remember.
Nope. He just said, I want my mirror and I'm gonna go. I mean, I bet he's grateful that that he didn't walk in and save some time by not checking to see if it was boots locked. He just went in to get his mirror.
Yeah.
And that's it. So he did save a little bit of time.
Okay, so he did check it. It just he didn't spend as much time as 64-bit Link did. Got it.
I gotta remember where half magic was. Oh, and that's a tempered sword on 64-bit Link's side. That's a good find for doing that.
Yeah, I mean that's at least gonna give him some value for having put the time into pod. Yeah, half magic along with hookshot was in Super Bunny.
Now my question for Hatch is if he's gonna check hookshot cave, or I mean when he goes up there, because once he finds that hookshot, he'll be in go technically. For
Yeah.
Hatch, we need to go.
I guess it depends on what else he has. Like if he doesn't find another sword, he might check it just in hopes of getting a sword upgrade. Just because it is a pretty quick check.
Even though it is nothing.
Well, we know it's nothing. But it looks like he is going to make the Dark Death Mountain check?
Or Ridley check. Nope, Dark Death Mountain.
I mean, this makes sense. Now he has a medallion, he can see, okay, is this the medallion I want? I don't want to waste any more time doing this stuff if I don't have to.
Now, 64-bit Link's gonna have a faster Armos fight overall. Because he does have those silver arrows.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have the faster fight. Unfortunately, he's having to do this with a double dip.
I mean, logically it wasn't a double dip, but he made it a double dip.
Yeah.
I mean, we're an hour and 39 minutes in, and we're already in no mode.
Yep, and as soon as Hatch goes into Super Bunny Cave, they will be in go mode.
Now, he might just go into Turtle Rock. I'm here, I opened it, I'm gonna do the done. Yep. I'm gonna do it.
Yep. And that makes sense. I mean, having the hook shot would make
A little bit
one of
faster
the
in one
rooms
room.
here faster, but not by so much that it's when you don't know where the hook shot is, it'd be as more likely to be inside of here than it would be to be in Super Bunny Cave.
Now, 64-bit Link heading to go turn in the green pendant. And Hatch went the wrong way.
Yeah, Hatch, that's not gonna work without the hook shot.
He's like, oh, it was just money. Angry slashes from Hatch.
Yeah, because now he doesn't have enough magic to.
He's like, I'm going for my hook shot. Oh wait.
Alright, 64-bit Link is walking out. Going to be checking the, I would assume be checking the pyramid next. Hatch a bit annoyed that they're having to take the slow way.
You know what? I mean, I applaud 64 Link for his routing. It just, like, to make sure he's checking everything thoroughly, but, and not, I mean, it's a toss-up on how.
Yeah, unfortunately, just it isn't working for the routing he decided to take. Whereas
I mean, I'm not
Hatch's
gonna lie,
routing is working really well.
I wouldn't have thought of going to Blubble Mountain. That's a new location. Just added it just now. I wouldn't have thought of going to Blubble Mountain. I would have done the exact same thing. You know.
Yeah, I mean, this is one case where because Hatch had gone down to the morph pedestal right away, it reduced the item density for Criteria Brinstar to make Bubble Mountain the better option. Wonderful 64-bit Link head. Looks like they're going to be headed to Catfish.
Big key and the vanilla big key chest. Now this is a check that Hatch has orphaned off in the middle of nowhere.
And just a heart container from Catfish. Now this, of course, is another check that Hatch would have been able to save some amount of time on if he hadn't gone straight into Turtle Rock, but
It's Quake. It's
That
Misery
is-
Mire.
yeah. Thankfully, he's unlikely to have to use it.
Ooh.
Our 64-bit Link looks like they're planning now on backdooring Meridia. Using
And probably work his way up. Just the energy tank.
And I'm not sure about you, but I'm getting a bit of slideshow on 64-bit Link's side.
I am too. I think something happened, but I'm not sure.
Well, Hatch is headed to the laser bridge. Piece of heart, which gives him a nice free health refill, which is nice to have.
That's Sinkler. Oh no, piece of
No,
heart.
yeah, it's just a piece of heart. Compass. And anything on this last key. Looks like he's going to open up the safety door. Since he does not have half magic and only has the Master Sword, this is not going to be the easiest Trinex fight.
No.
Though he does have a couple of blue potions, so he can refill his magic. One thing runners would still be hoping for, I think, is charge. Because we have not been seeing a lot of supers in this seed.
No, not a lot of supers or missiles for that matter.
Yeah, Hatch is going to need to pull out one of those bottles.
This match with just Master Sword and no half magic is a very detrimental fight.
Now I'm going to assume that 64-bit Link now has their ether. Oh, we didn't get to see that, but I can't imagine that they didn't check. Alright, Hatch will be making their way now to Super Bunny Cave. Oh, nope, looks like they're gonna do the first chest in Hookshot Cave first.
And it's a shovel.
Get their shovel. And now they will be very shortly entering their go mode.
past Magic, and we are
One-
in go mode at 1 hour and 49 minutes.
That's a pretty nice go mode.
Yeah.
Particularly when
Yeah.
it's like you have to do Swamp Palace and Ice Palace, both of which you can do in go mode. Just checking easy items along the way. You don't have to full clear them. And then you have Lower Norfair.
64-bit link still showing us a slideshow.
They got their red boomerang.
Now Hatch is gonna have an easier time doing swamp, or faster time doing swamp, due to the fact that he does have these boots to speed things along.
Yeah. And the one concern is still going to be that lack of charge. Now, charge can be anywhere. It's not logically required.
I thought it was.
No, in version 11, it is no longer logically required in order to complete a seed. So it could be in Ganon's Tower.
Or Golden Trees, though we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it can be anywhere. I must admit that would be kind of interesting if runners get in beat Ganon and then have to start searching Brinstar for ammo. Unfortunately for 64-bit Link, since they did come in the back door of Meridia, they're going to have to go all the way to the front in order to find their space jump.
Yeah. I think 64-bit Link's heading to get a space jump now.
Yes. Which he will definitely want to take. You can see how fast Hatch is making their way through Swamp, though they are going to do a few extra checks in case they can find a sword or
ammo or something.
Or charge or some more supers.
Forgot where Spring Bowl was. That was a good find. You know what? We haven't seen Brimstar at all.
Yeah, we've barely seen any of Brinstar. Outside of Red Tower, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Not pink, blue. I mean, we've seen a little bit of blue Brimstar.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, nothing.
And we've seen Criteria, but yeah.
We haven't seen Gauntlet.
But again, if the runners finish up with Link to the Past and still don't have enough ammo for Mother Brain, they're going to have to search somewhere, and Brinstar's probably where they'd start.
64-bit reset. He resetted that space jump.
Well, I mean, it's not necessary, and he's certainly a good enough runner that he could do Lower Norfair without that space jump. But look, he is going down the right sandpit, so he will see that ice rod. Oh no, he's in the left sandpit. It's hard to see where he is. So yeah, the space jump is useful, and he also needs that ice rod, so... I think he's going to get the ice rod at right sandpit.
Oh, I'm talking about hatch. But
Oh, yeah, Hatch is going to Ice Palace.
like you pulled out the flute. I'm like, why didn't you walk? Oh, it's faster to flute.
And it looks like we are going to see Hatch try for the Icebreaker here in Ice Palace. Which makes...
Now, did 64 Link go back and pick up that space jump or not?
I think that's what he's going to do right now.
I mean, I would, because that's an item that's actually worth it.
Yeah.
To get.
The time that you spend getting it right here is going to be made up for by the time you save by having it. And we find our last medallion inside Ice Palace. So in terms of the items that we are tracking here on our trackers, Charge is the only one still missing, other than the last sword upgrade. And we'll see where 64-bit Link heads next. Because they really need to find their boots.
Hatch going for Bombo strat. Side of.
Yeah, it does use less total magic to use bombos, because it's just a one shot to take out the ice casing around Cold Stare.
And at 1 hour and 57 minutes, we can go into Ganon's Tower. Now, I think he might go straight there, and if he is, can we get some numbers? Some numbers in the chat for maybe a big key guessing game if he decides to go up there.
Yeah, we'll see if he flutes to 6 or if he flutes to 1. Okay, so he's going to go to Lower Norfair first.
Okay, everybody remember your numbers and make sure no one steals them.
So unlike a Zelda-only seed, you guys have a lot of time to put in your guesses, because...
That's ammo. Oh, come on, check. Oh, he's not gonna do it.
No. Let's see.
He's like, I'm in go mode. I think I got enough ammo. I hope I got enough ammo. Oh, or he's farming ammo.
Okay, he does. Yeah, he does not have enough ammo quite yet. He'd be 50 supers short. 15 supers, which would be like 45 missiles. Yeah, he's still short of mother brain ammo.
Now we might see a blue Broomstar loop or Broomstar loop from 64-bit Link because he's still looking for things. That ammo count though is very concerning to me. Ah, I see what you did there. You see, 64-bit Link is only 64 bits high. hatch78 is 70 bits high. 78 is bigger than 64. So 64-bit Link is a little short.
Alright, looks like 64-bit Link is... No, they're not going to do their
Hatch checking the power bombs and jam and just
correct
smart.
check yet. I'm trying to think if there's anything that could happen at this point that would be able to bring 64-bit Link back into this race. And I'm just not sure that there's any item that they find that could make that much of a difference at this point.
I mean, he's probably going to do... I mean, him going to do the Brim Loop might give him the ammo that he needs. Or Charge Beam. One of the two.
Yeah, if you can find Charge and Hatch is having to search to find enough ammo for Mother Brain, that might help a little. But he really needs to find those boots quickly in order just to be able to start go-moding stuff. Trying to get that spark into Gauntlet.
I think you should refill at the ship.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea at this point.
Pritch, my logic is always flawless. I love this Shine Spark. Oh! I've
Just too low.
He's like,
And
nope,
he's gonna give up and just go through the normal way. I mean, he does have space jump and screw attack. This is not a particularly difficult set of rooms to go through with those two items.
Patch on the Ridley fight. Just red ruby at front part of Gauntlet.
And Ridley is down already.
And just ammo for both things.
And Hatch decides, you know, maybe I should take these missiles. If they can find enough ammo on the way out of Lower North there, then they can just easily do go mode. Hope that they find enough within Ganon's tower to deal with the rest.
64-bit Link heading towards Bomb Friezo, gotta get his boots.
Yep, finally gonna get his
And now
go
he
mode.
has to fight this Trizo. He's go mode 2 hours and 2 minutes in.
This should be a fast fight though.
Desert was boots locked. He still hasn't done wreck ship either.
Yeah, he is 2 bosses and 3 dungeons behind.
I didn't realize he hasn't done wreck ship.
Yeah, it looks like that may be what he's planning to do right now, is since he knows he's in go mode, just go in and go mode wreck ship. Well, he's not even go mode because he still needs either charge beam or ammo.
Yeah.
So he's lower on ammo than Hatch.
I don't understand why Hatch didn't check fire fleas out of Ridley. I would have.
Yeah, I mean, just if he can find even a couple packs more of supers, he's in good shape.
There's one thing for this for sure is the seed was a very rich seed for money.
Yeah, they've been getting lots and lots of money. There were plenty of missiles around, but they generally both were skipping those missiles. So they didn't end up with the totals you sometimes see.
Patch going.
I was just going to take the speedway.
64 on.
And we'll just come right out at Death Mountain and just head up to GT from there. So if you haven't put your guesses in, now is the time.
I'm watching chat. I'm watching chat to make sure no one steals someone else's number, so be mindful.
Besides,
I
you go
always
grab
guess
that
8,
last
so.
container. Well, this seed's been so fast.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to go and say that it decides to do a little bit of a troll.
22.
And I'm going to go with 22.
My number was taken by someone else, so I'm gonna. $13.
And I'm
64.
almost certainly going to be wrong, but you know.
64-bit Link dipping out of
Yeah, he just wanted to get Fantoon beaten, and then that's it. He will, just like Hatch, just hope he can find enough ammo along the way without putting a lot of time into these extra checks.
Sorry,
You need
don't start talking about pizza. That's gonna make me hungry.
You need 60 supers for Mother Brain 2 and 36 missiles for Mother Brain 1. And for every super that you're short, you need 3 missiles.
One, two.
And no small key, so Hatch is going to have to go to the left side, whether they wanted to or not.
Three. Hey, there's a small key.
Yeah, if he's either that or once he gets back to Super Metroid, he'll just start doing Brinstar checks. The small keys now.
And a sword.
Oh,
So
there's the last
64-bit
sword.
Link. 64-bit Link will have his gold sword. So we will literally have every single item in Link to the Past.
Yeah, other than the mirror
Except
shield.
for two bottles.
And we don't have the cape yet either.
Oh yeah, we don't have a cape.
And that's what made my tile room choice even more of a troll.
Oh. 64-bit Link heading into desert to finish this up since he couldn't do it earlier. I think we're on check number 9. 9. Who had 9? Let's see who had it first. Ray Gibbon Trey had it first, and then Gene Sarcasm had it second.
Well, good job to both of you. But it does look like Hatch is going to continue on looking for some either charge beam or some more ammo.
Yeah, ammo is the big thing right now. I mean, he has all of Brimstar loot. Anacoons, Brimstar Reserve, Hype. I mean, he has a lot of choices.
Okay, well that was good. He got a pack of supers and a pack of missiles. So that brings him up to 50 supers. And I think 75 missiles. So that would give him enough. So he does have enough ammo now. That means that now Hatch is officially in go mode. Now, if I were him, I'd probably still check these last 4 checks. Just because it's always better to have a bit more ammo so you don't have to worry about missing, but we at least know you don't have to worry if you don't find anything. Of course, Ganon should be quite easy with silvers and tempered sword, red mail. He routed very well through this
Yes,
seed.
he did. Yes, he did. I mean, close to almost a jet seed. Close. Not quite, but close.
The only sword he missed was on Helnosaur King.
64-bit Link heading into Lower North Area. I hope he checks Golden Chorizo because, I mean, there's...
He's so much lower in ammo than Hatch is.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to Pig Pink for nothing, and he didn't even save what he did get there, so...
64-bit getting nice dash through the pillars.
Yeah, he definitely has more dungeons to find ammo in. And that is, of course, where Hatch found his ammo. Hatch has not really done stuff otherwise that 64-bit Link hasn't, other than doing the wreck ship checks.
And I don't remember a lot of ammo. I've seen some ammo. I remember seeing some ammo in wreck ship, but not a lot. Oh,
there's charge beam.
So.
Okay, well, that solves all those problems entirely.
Yeah.
As long as 64-bit Link checks the chests in the climb, he'll be set. His health is getting pretty low here.
Bit Link X-ray and these golden pirates.
Doesn't work quite as well without charge, but does work. Entering the Aga 2 fight. And it looked like 2 hits on the first cycle. And 1 on the second.
Ridley is bound for 64-bit Link.
1 on the third. Ooh. Didn't quite manage to get that last hit they needed in, so they still have 1 to go. And
Hatch has the geometry with it.
alright, so Hatch will be entering their Ganon fight.
Ganon quotes are the greatest.
Ganon giving us dietary advice.
I am kind of overweight, so that's good to know. Not by much.
Already in phase 2, the Ganon fight. As 64-bit Link makes his way out of Lower Norfair. And Ganon is in phase 3, where he will start teleporting all around the place. Yeah, this was a fairly good seed. Nothing too horribly trolly.
Let's get 1G in chat for Hatch for killing the big pig for some delicious bacon. I want some bacon now.
Well, Maniacal, they actually skipped a lot of items. Hatch has not checked a single item in green or pink Brinstar. "64-bit Link did dip in before he got morphed, but reset out.
Mm-hmm. It's Manacle. Yeah, the Seed wanted them to go to. I don't know how long you've been watching Maniacal, but the Seed wanted them to go to Bubble Mountain, and Hatch went there first, and has not even done Brimstar at all, except for he did the meme route of going Blue Brimstar first, and he reset out. 64-bit was in the lead for a little bit there, and and then when 64-bit Link, he died in Eastern to the Igor, he missed the torch in the back because they both sequence broke to do a lampless to that was man. Chad, can you help me out, please? I'm getting.
Oh, yeah, the lamp was on Zora's ledge. They got the fire rod in. Is it Escape? Oh yeah, in Eastern. That's right. The Eastern Palace big chest was the fire rod, so they both had attempted to use that to just finish the dungeon while they were in there. Unfortunately for Link, he was unable to do so. Hatch did. Hatch ended up going and doing Bubble Mountain sooner, and from that point has been in the lead the entire rest of the race.
I don't know what Link's time is.
Yeah, it's 2 hours 22. He had some network issues earlier. It looks like 64-bit Link is still looking for charge beam or ammo.
Mm-hmm.
While Hatch is going to be making having made it through the baby, is now going to be heading to Mother Brain. I assume that they'll be doing the... Well, at this point it doesn't matter. They could do Zeb Skip Skip or do a nice Zeb Skip or either one. Looks like
I
they're
don't
just
think
going
he's
to
going.
do Zeb Skip Skip.
And 4-bit Link doing the same strategy as Hatch did. Yeah, it's the Zeb Skip. You're skipping, doing the Zeb Skip. Now, how many shots does it take to do this?
Well, he's got the full beam combo, so it'll take 20 shots. For Mother Brain 2.
Alright, let's all count together. 1, ha ha ha. 2, ha ha ha. 3, ha ha. Okay, that's enough. I can't do the ha 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 like the count does after every one of the shots. That would just get annoying.
I don't think you also have enough time for that either.
No.
This fight's gonna be over before
I could get
Looks like he is not going to attempt to do a stand-up.
Corvette
64
heading up
bit.
that.
Yep,
heading up
making
that.
their way to Turtle Rock.
And that's their last crystal dungeon, which works out.
But yeah, this was a very fast seed. There was no progression in pendant dungeons. There was no progression in green or pink Brinstar. No progression at the top of Wreck Ship. Everything, just sort of routed in very nicely.
And that's Mother Brain down for the count. Wow. And now all Hatch has to do is a GTFO out of here and he will be done.
Yep, it has 3 minutes to make it back to the ship. And with the equipment he has, it will take him far less than 3 minutes to do so.
I went through the escape the other night on a seed, forgot my high jump, and it was a living nightmare. Now 64-bit Link is going to have the hook shot for this Turtle Rock that will make the room slightly faster. That Hatch wish he had, but did not.
Yeah, and he will also... he's still checking items, but he would be able to skip some if he wanted.
save the animals. I'm waiting for someone to save the animals. I'm a huge believer in saving the animals.
Now that's something you really just get out of the second place finishers.
I'd do it if I were in first place.
Well, there are some runners who do, even when they're in first place. And I know it is costly for racers, so.
And finishing with official SRL time of 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 41 seconds, we have Hatch. GG in chat for Hatch. Yeah, get your G's in chats for a wonderful race, or wonderful route, and gameplay to this runner. Oh yeah, I forgot. And the seed's been moving along so quickly, we haven't brought it up. Please follow these amazing runners. Please follow these amazing runners and Hatch and Bo 64-bit link for putting on this show. Also, don't forget to follow my co-commentator, Chatteran. I butchered your name. And our tracker Sanders. You can follow me if you want, but why am I fired? What did I do?
And unfortunately, the bot is not working, so you will have to look all of us up by our names.
Yeah, sadly. Apparently Eleanor says... Eleanor, the other commentator that does commentation, is mad at me for some reason. I'm fired, so I think I'm just gonna walk away now. But GG's and follow these runners. Also, sponsor for the tournament, Rank 1, and then I'll hand it to Chad because he knows more about it.
Yeah, Rank 1 is Rank1.global is a site where you can go. It's sort of like a social media for gamers. You can create a profile, list your favorite games, the games you're currently playing, your various achievements, share clips, YouTube videos, whatever you want to show off, and interact with other gamers that may share your interests.
Well, Hatch is in chat. Hatch, what did you think of that seed? We'll just ask him in chat. I mean, he is in chat right now, so...
Yeah, if you have any thoughts on that seed. It was a pretty fast seed.
Yep.
Curious on your...
We agree with that. Super crazy not having to do Brimstar. It was one of those seeds.
Yeah, didn't have to do Brimstar, didn't have to do Pendant Pod.
Yeah, if you were wondering where the last sword was, Hatch, it was in Pod. What did you think about that morph ball location on where it was at? It was not an SRL PB, Azir. I don't think it was.
Well, it's hard to tell with the way they do those.
Yeah.
And you did. You definitely had the lead because 64-bit Link went to Brinstar first before doing Bubble Mountain.
64 had a little bit of a lead on you for just a short minute because he went to Eastern. He had the items to do what he needed to do. but he died in Eastern, and he gave up on Armos Knights, and you actually did Eastern, so that made a big difference. But once you got since you already went up to Death Mountain, you went ahead and took those flippers and just kept on going with it and running it. And it was an interesting seed, and which put everything in logic for you. And then you're like, hey, Bubble Mountain, why not? And since you did Blue Brimstar, you knew nothing was down there, so you're like, I got 2 checks out of the way. So I'm guessing that's what you were probably thinking.
Oh, you face Solsky next.
Oh, good. That's going to be fun. Your routing was really good, though. I mean, props to your routing. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Screw led him to the early brim checks. He went to Pink Brimstar and stuff. He went to Old Mother Brain, did those checks, and that screw attack did lead him there. But I mean, now 64-bit Link is going to have a easier time on Trinex than Hatch did. By the way, I want to point this out. He has half magic, so he probably won't have to pop a potion.
Yeah, it has half magic and has a tempered sword rather than a master sword.
Yeah, we were wondering why you were going into Skullwoods for that check. I mean, those are still good checks. Were you worried about your ammo count? Were you actively looking for charge? Is that, just checking like quick checks on the way to look for charge or like more ammo? 100% worried. We were too.
Yeah, we were busy counting up your ammo to make sure. It was like, okay, well, he finally has enough, but probably still going to keep checking anyway.
Yeah, finding that charge meme. Yeah, that spring ball. I like the spring ball. It's a good item.
And 64-bit Link beats Trinex and gets their 7th crystal, so they will now be headed into Ganon's Tower themselves. And all things considered, this is still going to be a pretty fast time for them as well.
Probably 2 hours and 45 minutes, I'm guessing. 46.
Well, they still have to do Mother Brain, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, more ball bombs were in pod big key chest, and 64-bit Link went in pod looking for regression. I don't blame him for what he had at the time, because he was still looking for the boots. He did not check bomb trees though, because he didn't have he didn't go back there.
Yeah, he had checked Dark Death Mountain much earlier than you did, had gotten its hook shot, so he had just routed from Village of Outcasts down around, did Swamp on the way.
And there's Soski. So Hatch, when you want to race. And 64-bit Link getting his butter sword. Let me enjoy this for 2 minutes.
And unfortunately for 64-bit Link, they're now going to have because they're not just going full left at this point, they're going to have a little bit slower time.
Yeah.
if they will get these checks on the right that Hatch did not.
Yeah, well, yeah, let Hatch enjoy his 2 hour and 30-minute seed. That was a great seed. I mean, it was a very quick seed. like some of the quickest in this logic that I've seen since I've commentated them. I mean, since I've been commentating again. Like, I've seen seeds, 2 hours. And then, but lately I've seen 3-hour seeds. That's just nonsense.
Well, that was a nice full magic pickup there off the Gibdo.
I want to know what's in these chests. An energy tank, some missiles, and money. I think he has keys for days. Now, I think he's still looking for that charge beam too, as well, but...
Yeah. He will be also looking for the charge beam, because he also does not have a very high ammo count.
Yeah, ammo in this game, I was like, I want to know why charge beam's no longer required for progression, because, I mean, Ridley's the only boss that... Ridley and Mother Brain... Huh.
Yes, but he also... both of you ended up basically skipping Brinstar, so that probably is where all the ammo is.
I mean, I would think, all the health too. Most of the health probably for both games too as well. But I mean, in my head, I figure charge beam would be considered progression because, I mean, if all the ammo is in...
I mean, there's more than enough ammo available in order to beat the game without it.
That's true.
And it produces less complicated logic than if you're also having to find charge in order to defeat Ridley and Mother Brain.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so he never went back after the screw attack dip. So we never did see what was at Edecoons or Early Supers or Billy Mays or any of those checks.
Nope.
Looks like 64-bit Link is really going to look at everything here in Ganon's Tower. Looking for that charge beam. Yes, he did do Smith Chain immediately, including he even did the purple chest. I think having the hammer and mitts and mirror all at the same time made it a sort of a natural choice.
Hey, there's a third bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he had the... When he got the gravity suit, he just continued on with the Smith chain and just did his South Dark World checks. That's what he did.
And now 64-bit Link is going to head up. Not going to try and check the tile room.
That's a long check. I doubt he wants to do that.
Yeah, and does not have the cape, so it would not be the easiest check to do either.
Nope.
He's got rather low health at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if he has potions or not. Apparently he does. Butter Ganon with silver arrows is an easy fight.
Yeah, the rest of this, assuming he gets the charge beam, the rest of the seed is going to just be a nice, easy play for him. He's just having to, just like Hatch, having to sweat it out right now about his ammo count. And 64-bit Link finishes up Landmolus 2. Gonna make their way to the Wizrobe rooms. Which,
So far this has been a really good seed for him. Just some bad routing at the beginning really did him in.
yeah, and those couple soft locks trying to get back from Norfair.
Yeah. That's sad to see. Oh yeah, he also did Shack Tool. There was a lot of ammo down at Shack Tool Hatch.
You mean Krakomeyer?
Crockemeyer, sorry, my bad. Yeah. I said Shack Tool, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oops.
But yeah, he did try and dipped Croc. Didn't find anything that he wanted to keep.
Yeah, Crockemeyer was a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, it seems like all the various places that were sort of not directly on your route you really didn't have any reason to go to them in this seed.
And Speed Booster being where it's at, I mean... And... Look... and some angry slashes for that charge beam.
And a angry quake on that charge beam. And a bomb.
Oh.
Very unhappy about that charge beam location.
I don't think magic powder was found, was it?
No, that was the one safety that would have been nice to have that we didn't end up finding.
Yeah, we saw the fake powder on your side, but it looks like 64-bit Link didn't even bother turning in that mushroom where he just saved and it quit.
Yeah, that was the one check he ended up not doing that you did, was the fake powder and the mushroom turn-in.
I don't think he did check full either.
No.
And 64-bit Link is on his geometry wizard fight.
Now, as soon as he did, like, he saw where Space Jump was and grabbed his ice rod, said, okay, I'm in go mode at this point, and then left.
And 64-bit Link having trouble with the geometry test he's taken.
But he has to be careful. He doesn't have a lot of health coming into this. Yeah, but he takes down Aga too, and now we'll be on to his Ganon fight. Fortunately, he did not pick up the red mail that Hatch found, so... he has to be a bit more careful.
Taking the death to Ganon.
Yeah. Fortunately, those fire bats do a good amount of damage. Of course, now he'll have more health for this second time. Already take a Ganon hug, though. And we'll see how much Ganon ends up teleporting for Link here. Gets the torch glitch.
I have trouble getting that.
And just one more arrow. And Ganon is down. Get your G's into chat for 64-bit Link. Um, 64-bit Link, you didn't want to do that.
Did he forget to save?
Yes. At least I think he didn't save and quit.
Did he save and quit, chat? I don't know.
Because while his Ganon fight will be saved either way, if he didn't save and quit... Okay, yes, he did, because he has the charge beam. So that would have been bad for him to not have the charge beam.
Yeah, that's true.
He's getting ready, turning off his various suit. Looks like he is going to plan then to do... I'm guessing... setting up so if he doesn't do baby skip, he can... just do a crystal flash out of it. And 64-bit Link has finished the third Metroid room, just one to go. And he has finished the Metroid rooms. Now all that's left is the baby and Mother Brain. Poor Dust Torizo. Never stood a chance. See if he gets it. And he does manage to get the baby skip. Nice job. Yeah. See, I assume he'll go for the
Skip.
sub skip.
And he gets it.
Yep. And I'm guessing since he turned the Vari suit off, he's also going to be planning to go for stand up here.
This is going to be a quick Mother Brain fight like we saw on Hatch's side.
Yep. Preparing to do the stand-up. we go. Baby attaches. 64-bit link is in the air. And entering the phase 3 of Mother Brain, and with all those extra charge shots thrown in, able to make short worth of Mother Brain 3.
Of course. And now he has to get out.
Making his way up through the escape. Getting that nice spark of the climb. And now just needs to make his way through Parlor.
He's making good time. I wonder if he'll save the animals. But I don't think he will.
Oh, I'm pretty sure 64-bit Link is not an animal saver.
And 64-bit Link finishing up with official SRL time of 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 28 seconds.
Put your GGs in chat for 64-bit Link.
Yes, please get your GGs in chats. See if he's willing to come in for an interview and whatnot. GG, 64-bit Link. GG.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
So that feed, what do you think of it?
Charge at the top of Ganon's tower, why?
Yeah, that's a pretty bad place for Charge to be.
I mean, basically it was because, like, I was, like, as soon as I found Pegasus boots, I was in go mode other than ammo, and it was kind of, like, shortly after that point, I was looking at my ammo, and I'm like, my ammo is nowhere even remotely close to where it needs to be. And so I'm like, okay, now I gotta go, like, do all these extra checks all over the place looking for ammo. I knew I had 2 super packs that I had passed up in Meridia that I could go back to, but even then, I still needed to find more ammo. So so that's why like I was just doing all these extra checks all over the place because I didn't want to just. I knew it was a possibility that Ganon's tower could have charge beam, but I didn't want to depend on it. So yeah, that wound up. I mean, that definitely wasn't all that cost me the race, but it certainly cost me probably a good 10 minutes of extra checks.
What swayed your decision instead of going to Bubble Mountain to go to Pink Brim or the Brimstar Loop or try to do that? What swayed that decision?
Well,
I mean, you just got screw attack from Zora, and then you had a choice to go either to Bubble Mountain or Brimstar.
So I was basically looking for like speed booster or space jump or like some other movement item to be in the Brimstar area to make it to basically, because I had that wave beam, I was thinking Croc. So if I found speed booster, that would be my way into Croc. And then of course that it turned out that Morph was my way into Croc. But it was just one of those like coin flips that could go either way, I think. And there was a seed a couple weeks ago where it was the other way around, where there was I think it was a similar situation, except it was a wave beam in the Bryn Loop area that you needed to get to Crocomire to get your morph. So yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking there.
I was because Hatch he went immediately to Bubble Mountain after that. After he got his lamp and everything. I'm pretty sure. The mirror that mirror where it was at really kind of threw out where I was thinking on going. But I'm not going to lie, I would have done the exact same thing of going to Brimstar, hoping that Morph Ball was in that location. It makes sense. I mean, not many people think to go to Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I knew that that there was definitely progression in Norfair. It was just a matter of wanting to make sure that I had all of the movement items that the seed expected me to have in Norfair. And yeah, that wound up just ultimately being wasted time. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where just, I don't know if I mean, maybe some of I see like Maniacal and other people in chat, and they might disagree with me on that, but I feel like I was basically, at least early on, trying to be thorough with my checks just to make sure that I had what the seed expected me to have.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you got that wave beam really early, so Morph Ball could have been behind Wave Gate. So there's that. I mean, you could get there. Well, no, you couldn't. No Morph Ball. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
But I mean, there was a lot of, it's like as soon as you got the Morph Ball, all of a sudden the seed just blew open. And it seemed like at that point, basically the seed said, okay, just play this as like a go mode, and if you do, you'll find pretty much everything along your way.
Yeah, I mean, because it was interesting too, because it wound up being that most of the stuff wound up being in Link to the Past. And it was basically you just went to Super Metroid to get your Dark World access, and then just everything else practically minus Ether and Boots was in Link to the Past, just like on the path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you basically just needed, once you had the morph and the gloves and the moon pearl and stuff, all you really needed to do was just grab the boots and your turtle rock.
Is that the reason why you went to Pod? to look for progression?
Yeah, I mean, it was that, and then Pod was also green pendant, so I just figured it like it was basically at that point when I was gonna do Eastern anyways, I might as well just do Pod, get the green pendant so I can turn in the green pendant. So it wound up being a total of six potential items, and I mean all that wound up being there was Tempered Sword, but yeah.
All things considered, I mean, this was still a very fast time for you in the end. I mean, 3 hours is a great time.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, I mean, that was my second best time ever in SMZ3. So I mean, I can be happy about that. But yeah, just like, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch this back and see like what decisions Hatch made, and if he and I guess he just avoided Pod completely and probably just like avoided a few of the other extraneous checks that I made. How did he handle the charge situation? Did he wind up just gambling on charge being?
Yeah.
He was also doing it like, you know, as soon as he basically
Got into go mode with Link to the Past, he skipped, like, he did the same checks out of Norfair as you did, and everything like that.
Yeah, he did. He did some extra checks in Ganon's tower, just like you did. Not quite as much as you because he had more ammo. Because he had done the top of wreck ship.
Yeah, you skipped out. You skipped out on the top of world wreck ship, so.
So he was a bit better off for ammo than you were when you respectively hit go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was basically like I was. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of like thinking when I was going up Red Tower about like, do I go into wreck ship? And then I kind of decided I'll check Mo and then I'll head over to. And then I'll just like go back into Link to the Past because at that point I knew I could finish all the dungeons. And I'm like, I'll just check Bomb Chorizo on the way, and Bomb Chorizo happened to be the item that put me into EMO mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah, because I guess Hatch is saying he wound up at 65-45 at go, and I was nowhere near that. I think I was at like 35-30 or something, and it was like that's nowhere even remotely close to enough.
I mean, it was a really quick seed. I mean, we were talking about like a lot of these newer seeds from this version have been long and drawn out. Even the ones I've commentated and the ones I've seen people watch and stuff have been really long seed. I'm surprised. I'm just surprised that it was a very jet-like seed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, other than the charge placement, I mean, you could pretty much have just gone through the whole seed. Yeah, because there was very few checks. Very few Zelda overworld checks after you got Morph Ball that you actually even had to do. Just Smith Chain and Hype Cave, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a very awkward seed, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think Yeah, again, kind of the interesting thing too is just like I think, yeah, because from my perspective as someone who primarily runs Super Metroid, this was like a kind of an awkward scene for me because it's like I spent most of my time uh, in Link to the Past and skipped out on probably half a Super Metroid with like skipped out on top half a wrecked ship, skipped out on like my I went to Bryn Loop early, but then never visited again with Morph because I didn't need to.
Right.
I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, it was a like what Chad said. You just basically could have go mode the whole darn thing, and it would have been good. I mean, but it is what it is. It was a good race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very enjoyable to watch.
It was. Your guys' route though at the beginning really threw me for a loop. I gotta ask, why didn't you go to Kakariko first? Why did you do the south route checks first? That's like both of you both did that,
So
and it just threw me off.
So in my case, what happened was I got like 4 bombs off the tree pole, and then I think I got another, like off the uncle or something. I think off the uncle I got another 3 bombs, and at that point I had 7 bombs. So I thought, okay, well the bomb routing works really well to just go South Shore immediately because I have all the bombs I need for Mini Moldorm Cave. Like unless it goes absolutely atrociously, I had 7 bombs should be plenty for that check, and then I can get, and then I think and then I can potentially get another bombs out of a chest, which I did, and then I took those to Kakariko, and so so I think it was just the bomb routing. I mean, I don't know if Hatch did quite the same opener I did, but yeah, it was basically, but that was my reasoning anyway.
Yeah, Hatch took not quite exactly the same, but he also did a fairly similar
route. He went to Kakariko and had the hammer and stuff before he did South Shore. And because you did the South Shore checks, because he stopped at Moldorm Cave, and then I forgot why he didn't go to Ice Rod. I don't remember. But you went up to Ice Rod and got that bow, and we're like, oh my god, that can't be. Oh, you did one? I was checking Crab Drop too. Oh, sorry, my bad. He did go.
Well, he did, but he didn't. He went later, so it was like at one point it's like you had the bow and he had the hammer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the bow didn't wind up meaning as much as it could have for me because I died in the back of Eastern in that dark room because the dumb thing was I had Fire Rod too, but I missed the Fire Rod shot on the torch, so then I was kind of stuck in a situation where it was like I'm in the dark now, not having done a normalized setup, and having to try to blind hit the Igor, and I just got obliterated.
I was surprised you just didn't walk out of the room and walk back in to reset it to probably help it.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what I should have done, to be honest, but that's one dark room that I need to put a lot more time into. And I just kind of went for it just thinking, well, if it works out, it'll be amazing. And it didn't. And I'm like, well, if it doesn't, well, I lose a little bit of time, but I will get back there later with more equipment and probably combining it with pod or something like that. And so I don't think that wound up costing me too much more time other than the death, although I guess had I managed to do it, then I probably completely avoid pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things between that and then obviously the soft locks coming out of Croc.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what happened there. I did it twice where I guess my mashing was just not really good enough on the shots, and because like I've done that so many times, and like I can't think of a time in the past like year that I've soft locked to that. But I guess luckily I had the save, but yeah, it was just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say those were probably two of your biggest time losses. Was just doing that pod dip and then those couple soft locks and well, the whole checking on Croc and then not, you know, resetting back out. So
Yeah, I think like I should have saved at. Yeah, I should have saved at Bubble Mountain instead of saving above Croc for that. But I mean that's just a minor thing. It would have saved me a little bit of time on the exit, but yeah. And then it's like this is like the second seed in a row where I did an early Croc and wasn't able to check Indiana Jones, so I kind of had that location hanging over my head, and that was one of the things I was thinking in my head was, what if Charge was at Indiana Jones?
oh yeah, that would end up weighing on you, huh?
Yeah, which didn't wind up being the case, but I don't know what's worse, finding Charge at the top of GT or abandoning Charge early on at just like the one location in Croc I couldn't get to. I mean, I guess on the bright side, I had it, so it enabled me to do stand up and such, but yeah. I wasn't, I mean, it's like happy to have Charge, not happy to having spent like 5 minutes of extra checks to get ammo, anticipating the fact that I wouldn't find Charge.
Right.
I can't think of any other questions to ask you, sir.
Well, I guess my question would be out. So, what's next for you now that you're done with this particular tournament?
So yeah, I think like now, yeah, I think I'm gonna start like focusing on some other speed games. I'm gonna like, I've already kind of started derusting Skyward Sword, so that's one that I'm gonna try to get my time down on. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that because that'll be something completely different, and yeah, I mean that and also probably, I mean, I was kind of doing a little bit, but like getting my Link to the Past NMG time down as well. I mean, maybe learning all dungeons, that might be a kind of that I'm still not sure of yet, but it's like I saw the run showcase at GDQ, and it seems like a really interesting run. So, but yeah, basically that. Yeah.
Well, it was a good race. GG, your routing was good. I would have done the same thing at the beginning as you would. Hatch routed it a little differently, and it kind of paid off for him. And both of you did a really good job. GG to you both. I'm trying to think. Anything else, Chad, you want to ask?
No, I think that's all I would have.
All right. Well, we'll close it
definitely
out.
Was a great race. It just unfortunately your routing didn't end up paying off as well as you probably would have liked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just said GG to Hatch, and yeah, thanks for the commentary. I look forward to watching this one back, and yeah, thanks to SpeedGaming for putting this on, and Rank 1 for sponsoring this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one last time, I would say follow our two runners. They both put on a great race. Unfortunately, the bot isn't working, so you will have to look them up manually, but please do give them a follow.
All right. Yes, please follow these amazing runners. GG to both 64-bit Link and hatch78. Congratulations on moving on to go face Solski whenever they decide on when they're racing. Hope 64-bit Link comes back in future tournaments because that was a good run by him as well. Follow both these runners. Also follow my co-commentator Chad and our tracker Sanders. And the other speed gaming channels. There's going to be a race. Let me look. There'll be a race, another tournament race, I think, tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern time and 10 o'clock. The 9 o'clock race at 9:10 is Brazingham Vought and versus Zentrigger at 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. And at 10 o'clock, 10:10, it's Indiez versus Edom at 10:10. Do not know which speed gaming channels they're going to be on, whatnot. And then there's more races throughout the week. That will be interesting and fun to watch on the other channels. Any closing thoughts, Chad?
No, I think that is all that I have to say.
All right. Well, everybody who has watched this wonderful race, enjoy your night and please be safe. Thanks for watching.